We've got a brand new live trial we are bringing you. This was one that we filmed earlier this month, so full disclosure. This one in Wisconsin, and it was so good. We were in other cases at the time. We wanted to bring it to you now when we're able on this short holiday week. Defendant Michael Mattioli is the one who's involved in this one, faced a jury on one count of first-degree reckless homicide. He was a former Milwaukee police officer, and he was accused in the 2020 death of his friend, Joel Acevedo, which was ruled a homicide due to traumatic suffocation. Now, this trial took place earlier this month while we were focused on the Adelson case, of course, and so we've got this trial now for you today. So before we get into it, let's take a look at the backdrop of the case, how we got to the point. These guys were friends, Joel Acevedo and Mr. Michael Mattioli. They were friends. That's why they were together on the night in question. Michael Ayala has a report on the background.
Hello?
On April 19th, 2020, 911 dispatchers received a call just before 7:30 a.m. from an off-duty officer's home requesting backup.
Hey, I'm a police officer and I need help over at my house.
Once officers arrived, they reported seeing Joel Acevedo in a chokehold with Michael Mattioli on top of him.
Telling him to get up, to move, and then looking at him, and it didn't appear to me that he was responding right away. So I was like, officer, and started trying to move him.
The night before, Mattioli was throwing a party at his house, and several friends stayed over after a night of drinking. The off-duty officer told police he woke up to Acevedo accosting him, looking for potential items to steal.
I woke up to Joel literally going in my pockets. He was looking through my pockets. His hands are in my pockets.
Mattioli told Acevedo to leave, but before he left the home, Acevedo allegedly punched one of the people inside the home.
There's the man that's attacking us. The man, police officer's house. This man is attacking us.
Mattioli then stepped in to allegedly protect the other people in the house by placing Acevedo in a chokehold. First responders reported it took about 22 seconds for Mattioli to get off of Acevedo.
No, I didn't suffocate the guy. I had my arms around his neck, yes, and I held him there.
Is this dead? No. What the is this all about? Listen, he's not in good shape. Well, him. He stole from me. I don't give a what shape he is in.
Joel Acevedo would die 6 days later at the hospital. His death was ruled a homicide due to traumatic suffocation. Michael Mattioli resigned from the Milwaukee Police Department a few months after being charged with Acevedo's murder.
He should have been fired from day one. He should have never been paid all this time.
Mattioli's defense argues Acevedo's partying contributed to his death, with alcohol, cocaine, and THC being in his blood at the time of his death. Acevedo's family believe it's just another police officer abusing his power and killing an innocent person.
This case really questionable, isn't it? Michael Ayala reporting for us there. Now let's get you into the testimony. The first witness called to the stand was Christopher Peters. Remember hearing that 911 call in there? Peters is the neighbor of Mattioli, who witnessed that deadly altercation between Mattioli and Joel Acevedo. Now, here's Peters on direct examination talking about what he remembered on that morning in question.
Mr. Peters, you understand why you're here this morning, correct?
Correct.
In your own words, how come?
I'm here for the case between Michael and Joel and the events that transpired that night.
Okay. Person Michael, you know him, correct?
Correct.
In fact, you've known him for how long?
Most of my life, since I was born.
You met him when?
He was my neighbor back in the day.
And the Michael you're referring to, do you see him in court this morning?
Yes, I do.
Just point out where he is and what he's wearing as he's in court.
He's wearing a blue jacket with a blue tie.
To your far right at the table?
Correct.
I would ask the record reflect the identification of Mr. Mattioli by the witness.
No objection. So ordered.
Mr. Peters, if you had to put a label on your relationship with Mr. Mattioli, what would it be?
A really good friend.
You also mentioned Joel, correct?
Correct.
What do you know about Joel? How long have you known him?
I've only met him once before that night.
And that night's the night why we're here, correct?
Correct.
You had met him once before that night, approximately when?
If I were to guess, it would be maybe a week or two before that.
And how did you meet him? What was the context of that meeting?
We were at a pub crawl.
And when you say we, who's the we?
Me, Michael, and Joel.
Just a little bit. You spent most of your life in Milwaukee, correct?
Correct.
You graduated from UWM?
Correct.
You have a degree in mechanical engineering?
Correct.
You currently employed?
Yes.
Doing what?
I'm a GM for a health and wellness store, and I do HVAC work on the side.
The reason you're here, the morning in question, where did those events happen?
At Michael's house.
And do you remember the address?
I do not.
It was in Milwaukee, wasn't it?
Correct.
About what time did you go to Michael's house?
Around 9 o'clock.
In the evening?
Yes.
And what was planned?
Just to hang out, have a couple of drinks. There's a bonfire there.
And how did you get there?
I drove.
You arrive. Who's there?
When I got there, it was Michael, Joel, and Andrew.
And what's Andrew's last name?
Janowski.
And who is Andrew Janowski to you?
I met him in high school. He's a high school friend.
Still a friend of yours?
I haven't spoken or seen him since, but yes.
Since these events you're going to talk about, is that correct?
Correct.
But up to that point in time, he was your friend?
Yes.
You arrived, you drove there, correct?
Correct.
So once you're there, Mr. Mattioli, correct?
Correct.
Joel?
Correct.
Andrew Janowski?
Yes.
Anybody else?
No.
And when you arrive, where are those three men?
From what I remember, they were in the backyard by the fire.
Basically, a bonfire going on in a fire pit, is that correct?
Correct.
What do you recall doing then once you arrived?
Just having a couple of drinks, and just talking.
Outside?
Yes.
You had brought what with you in terms to drink?
I brought a 12-pack of Corona Seltzer and a little bit of vodka I left over.
At that time, and you remember what year this was?
2020.
Do you remember the date?
The investigator told me I spoke with April 19th, I believe. Or
That seemed about right?
Yes.
At that time, 3.5 years ago, you also were using cocaine, weren't you?
Yes.
Did you have cocaine with you?
Yes.
While you were there at Mr. Mattioli's house, you were drinking alcohol?
Yes.
Were you using cocaine?
Yes.
When you used it, did you use it publicly or did you hide what you were using?
I would hide.
And explain how you would do that.
I usually would go in the bathroom and use a key to do cocaine.
By yourself?
Yes.
And why were you hiding it?
Because I was at a police officer's house and I didn't want anybody to know.
Did you use cocaine that evening with anybody else?
No.
While you're sitting outside, you're drinking, correct?
Correct.
Occasionally, and you can say how many times you would leave, excuse yourself, use a little cocaine and come back?
Maybe once or twice.
You didn't tell anybody what you're doing, correct?
Correct.
While you were outside, was there any communication between you and Joel about cocaine usage?
Verbally, no.
Through text message?
Yes.
Explain that.
So while I was there, Joel texted me, do you want to go in for some blow?
And blow means what?
Cocaine.
You received that from a text message?
Yes.
Did you respond either a text going back or verbally?
No.
Fair to say you just ignored it?
Yes.
Okay, so there were drugs and alcohol at this party. How does that factor in? How do those things affect the brain and therefore affect our behaviors? To talk about that, we've got an expert on the show this hour. Joining us, Dr. Sue Kornbluth. She's a psychologist, professor, author, and a nationally recognized relationship expert. Dr. Sue, good morning to you.
Good morning, Julie.
Oh, good to see you, my friend. Would you take us to school, please, when we're thinking about different substances, how they affect the brain? We know that these were issues that came up in ultimately what led to Joel Acevedo's death. Let's start with the cocaine and what that does to the brain, please.
Well, cocaine is a stimulant, okay? So it makes the brain race at times. You're on a high. But anytime you're using a drug, right, your way of functioning is skewed. And so sometimes you don't recall what you're doing. You don't have memories of it. And you don't know exactly how your actions or what is going on is going to affect the way that you are behaving. And I'm thinking in this situation here, the cocaine use with the alcohol combined would really skew the memory of what has happened here.
Yeah, no, great point, Dr. Sue. Could we talk about the alcohol, too, and what happens when alcohol is mixed with a stimulant like cocaine?
Well, it exacerbates everything. Let's remember, too, that when you come off of alcohol, when you come down from that, it's really a depressant. So you need more and more of it to maintain the effect of the buzz or whatever is going on with you. Now, when you mix that with cocaine, it's taken to another level. It's like a double high. And so, again, you're not going to recall. Many people don't recall conversations that they have when they're on cocaine. So let's not forget that when we're talking about this case as well.
Right. No, appreciate it, Dr. Sue. This is going to be big, really, really big in terms of how Joel Acevedo died. And remember, these guys are friends. You know, when you hear they're friends, that's why they're together. Officer Michael Mattioli being accused of causing the death, but is what happened criminal, or was this just an unfortunate tragedy? That's really the question this jury was faced with.